What is going on, guys? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. So if you guys watched my Civic engine pull video, you'll know that this happened. Dropping an engine from any height obviously can't be good for anything, especially when you're dropping it back into the car. So pretty much what happened was we were putting it up with the hoist, and I guess the straps that I had weren't strong enough, and it decided just to like break and get destroyed and drop the engine a good like 3 feet or 2 feet or however high it was. As you can see, there's snow everywhere, and it's starting to melt now because like it's 40 degrees, so everything's starting to melt, but there's still a lot and everything's still buried. But I'm getting antsy and I'm getting curious because I haven't looked at the engine or the inside of the car since we dropped it. So pretty much what I've been doing is just been waiting for the snow to melt, but I'm getting antsy, so we're gonna take a dive into stuff today. Now the first thing we're gonna look at is just the inside of the actual Civic itself. I have it open, I took off all the snow, and honestly, not as bad as I was thinking it was gonna be. Looking inside the bay here, looks like the main components that got broken was the AC, and the AC line is completely like everything just kind of broken here and hanging on by a thread. So luckily I discharged the entire AC system before we actually like tore the engine out, so I'm okay with it. It just looks like when I'm ready to put things back together, I'm not gonna be running AC because these lines all look destroyed. Instead of sourcing one, I'm just gonna delete the whole system. But yeah, AC is destroyed. Cruise control bracket snapped off, so cruise control will be deleted, which I wasn't running anyways. I don't even use cruise control, so that's just gone. We got a little bit of notching down here, but nothing that looks like serious and like detrimental. Luckily the harness is all still intact and nothing broke off of that. That was one of my biggest worries. Now something could be damaged, it just doesn't look like it is. Everything looks like how it did when I took it out. So I'm hoping everything is good here. This came out of somewhere. I don't even know what this metal thing is to. I think it might actually be to my windshield wipers, which that bracket also got completely destroyed here. This is my my coolant, I believe. Yeah, this is my coolant, and yeah, this line or this bracket completely bent out of shape, so we're gonna have to either replace that or bend it back or something. Also found out that the battery tray is just completely like rusted out and mangled, and all the bolts in there are actually broken, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to take that out once we start putting things back together. Luckily though, everything inside the engine bay actually looks fine. Yeah, the whole AC we'll have to delete, which is fine. It's just gonna be saving weight, but that's my reason for deleting it, because I really did want to save it, but I'm not risking it with bent lines and bending things back. It's either get new lines and get a whole new like system for it, or just delete it. And I don't daily the car, and I'm not gonna daily the car, so I might as well just delete it. Now the moment you guys are probably waiting for is this package right here, which is the engine itself. And the snow started to like, you know, melt around it, so we got a little bit of room to play with it. So I'm just gonna take everything off and we'll inspect the outside of it and see if anything looks bent or broken. The thing is, this thing is really heavy, and I can't really bring it inside by myself or with another person until I tear it apart, and I don't think I can tear it apart right now because of all the snow everywhere. So the reason I'm going to assume that the engine is fine and didn't like suffer any damages, it's because I couldn't get the exhaust off. So when it fell, it landed back on the exhaust, which I'm hoping took most of the blow. The things that could be damaged though is like anything. But mainly I think if anything did break, it's going to be either the oil pan or maybe something with the tranny. But I don't think it's going to be bad, and I think it's gonna be fine. So let's open her up and look. I'm not sure how well the camera picks this up, but intake manifold is looking pretty sludgy in there. Like, it's kind of hard to get a good angle on this, but it's really gross and gunky in there. I don't think that's a good thing. Entire reason I pulled the motor, if you guys didn't know, is because of this oil filter, because it's stuck. But honestly, the exhaust down here isn't looking bent up or anything, and everything looks fine. So I think that fall really didn't do too much. I'm just trying to look around the block, and I'm not seeing any real issues with anything. Now, I would like to rebuild this block and continue to use it, but obviously there's some reasons why I might not be able to. And seeing all that sludge inside of the intake manifold is kind of a sketchy thing, because I don't think that should really be sludgy. But then again, maybe it is, because I don't know, because the injectors are right there and fuel rail, blah, blah, blah. So maybe it's fine. I'm gonna have to do some research on it and to see if that's okay. I can always replace that too. But looking at the actual block itself, nothing seems broken. Everything seems like it's still, you know, structurally sound. I can't really get under the block because if I knock it over, I won't be able to pick it up by myself because this thing's kind of heavy. So I think I might actually start just tearing apart everything and slowly bringing it inside. Because if I get it down to a bare block, I should be able to lift it by myself, hopefully. But first things first, I'm gonna get a hammer or a chisel and see if I actually get that oil filter off. So if I can't, I have to cut it off. I could risk damaging the block even more than it probably already is, but that's test number one. Now, I have encountered a lot of weird stuff with this car because the previous owner told me he was a mechanic and just weird bolts are broken or missing or weird things are snapped. And my hypothesis behind this entire oil filter is I think he torqued it on because there's no way he didn't with it being that stuck. So I got myself a chisel, I got myself my sledgehammer, and I'm gonna try to take this thing off now. For all the people also that say the only way to get these things off is by sticking a screwdriver in there and twisting it, that's why it's so like holy and there's a bunch of like twisted can looking, because I've done that and it just didn't work for me. Also, another piece just fell off the block and it's a spring, so I know it's kind of important. I don't even know what that piece is called. So this engine, I don't know if it will ever start again, but like I want it to. It took a chisel, a sledgehammer, a breaker bar, and pliers. And this is the first win I've had with this car in like months. I can't believe I actually just got that off. I'm like happy, but like also I'm sad because I wish I could have just done that when I was on the car still and we would have been on bigger and better things already, but these are slippery. But like, I'm so happy that I finally got it off, but I couldn't get it off when I was on the car. And that's what hurts because I would have been, we might have been boosted by now, I don't know. But now we're pulling engines and I mean, I guess it's better this way. So this way I can inspect the engine and maybe build it a little bit. I'm gonna do a quick edit on this stupid filter. Only took an entire pulled motor to get that off. Man, I just don't know how to feel about this right now because I'm so happy I finally got it off, but now the engine's out of the car, so it's not like it means anything. But I found a piece of what looks like broken metal or rubber or plastic in there, and I'll see if I can show you guys, but I don't think that's supposed to be there. I have no clue what this is, but it's definitely a piece of plastic that was like inside of the oil thing. I have no clue why there's plastic in the feed there, but there is. So I'm assuming that something either melted or broke off in there, and it shouldn't have been in there. It also could have been from me just like ripping at this and it could have just fallen in through the bottom. But when I'm looking, this rubber gasket looks scored. And what I'm thinking is the guy definitely torqued it on there, and that's why it was so stuck. If you torque an oil filter on there and it gets hot, it's not gonna come off. And that's what happened, I think. The previous owner f***ed me. So damage to the motor looks very minimal, which pleases me. My next step, which I want to start trying to do today, but I might not because my feet are frozen because I'm literally working in snow everywhere. I want to tear it apart and I want to bring it all inside, just re-look at everything, see if all the sleeves are good, see if the pistons and rods are good. I just want to make sure everything is like safe and secure for the motor. I got the oil filter off and that was a huge issue. There's a few things that look broken on there and I'm gonna have to do some research to find out what it is. It's stupid things like little not like electrical plugs, but as I said, and I'll show you guys here what I mean, I've just found a random spring. The spring came from right here. So I don't even know what that is. There's the spring over there. So stuff like that, I'm gonna have to figure out what those are and if they need to be replaced. Everything here is just custy and just a little bit dirty. So we're definitely have to do a lot of cleaning. I'm assuming if I get the head off and the trans off, I'll be able to lift everything. I've just never torn apart a motor like that before. I've never torn apart a motor before. I've never even ripped out a motor before. So we're gonna have to like take everything apart to bring it inside because I wanna build it inside because it's, you know, it's warm and it's not snowing, so, and I don't have another area to work on it, so I think I'm gonna leave you guys off here. Just everything looks good, which is so far is a good sign. I do want to boost the single cam because I want to get a B18 and I just can't find one. So until I find one, I'm gonna try to build this motor as best as I can. I don't know what I'm doing. but we're gonna learn this together. So I'm gonna leave you guys off here, guys. So hope you guys are getting excited. If you guys just please do a few things: comment, like, subscribe, keep doing the fun stuff, keep doing you, stay motivated. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and peace.